We're with Meg Verizzi, one of the 5 seniors on the Eastern Connecticut women's volleyball team. The Warriors getting ready for their 2021 opener on September 1st against Roger Williams University. Meg, you guys went through an extensive preseason like you always do. Talk about how the preseason went, some of the things that were involved in the preseason.
I think it was really awesome. I mean, we tried to do like a lot of implementing the freshmen, getting them used to working with the new team and like us getting used to them, and it went really well. And we do a lot of like team bonding activities between practices just so we can all get to know each other better, and that translates onto the court a lot.
So when you're talking about preseason, it's not just the hour or 2 or 3 hours that's in the gym. There's more to it than that.
Oh, much more, yeah. It's like team meals together, team activities, we see each other a lot. We have to coordinate a lot to get ready for our practices. We're just constantly discussing everything. Our days are pretty much on the same exact schedule.
Well, the good thing about preseason is that you get to spend to get totally submerged in volleyball because you don't have to worry about classes.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing. You love to come back to college, be on campus and then just have your team there, just, the people you want to be there with, like just hanging out with them. It's the best part of college, I think.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Could we make a guess and say that this year's preseason or this year's fall season will be much better than last year? Talk about how difficult things were last year with COVID.
Yeah, this year's definitely going to be better. We have a lot more opportunity to, do team activities together. Last year we were pretty limited because, we couldn't, we had to be masked all the time. We had to, 6 feet apart. We had to, make sure everything was complying with the COVID rules and regulations. And this year, we still have our regulations, but we have a lot more opportunity to do things and like get to know each other, hang out more, and yeah, it's a lot better for sure.
Well, you got through the fall. It was more one-on-one. You were in pods, you said, right?
Yes.
You were in pods.
Yeah.
Then you got to the spring, and probably going into the spring or like around Christmas time, winter time, did you know at that point you would have a spring season, or was all that still up in the air?
It was definitely still up in the air, especially as to like what we would be doing. We heard talks of having a full season. We heard talks of like nothing, and then it ended up being 5 games, which we were lucky to have those games, and it worked out well. But yeah, we didn't know what was going to come in the spring, just because I think we were all kind of shocked by what happened in the fall. Everyone was expecting different things, but yeah, it was tough to know exactly what was going to happen because everything was changing so frequently.
Well, you talked about when we were talking off camera that you played in pods in the fall, which means you weren't with your full team. So how important was it, even though it was only 5 games, how important was it for you all to be able to practice together in the spring?
Yeah, once we finally stopped practicing in pods and like practicing all together, we could start to get to know like how our team works together. Every year it's a new team, and you want to see how you work together. You need to establish those relationships like on the court, get used to playing next to one another because it's always different. You learn to communicate with each other, and it's a lot more fun. You need to establish those relationships.
I would think in volleyball, the interaction between players, because timing and rhythm is so important in volleyball, that's got to be a major part of it.
Oh, it's huge.
Your preparation.
Huge. Timing is a huge part of volleyball. Just like, especially for hitters, I believe, and, that timing, that rhythm you said, getting used to it, it's always different. And for freshmen, I think it was tough coming into a new program. They have to get used to it, and, they adjusted really well, but that time to practice together was definitely necessary.
And even though you played 5 games, but did you guys practice every day in the spring?
No, not every day. We usually practiced like 3 days a week, I believe, with a team activity on other days. So it still took up a lot of time. Like, it was still a lot of time we tried to spend with the team to give us as much of a sense of a season as possible, but it was not nearly to the extent that we see normally in like a regular preseason and season.
Well, you only played 5 games, but you were 5-0, and in those 5 games, or even in the practice time in the spring, what did that tell you about the team?
I think it gave us a lot of hope. We looked really good. We played really well. We had all that practice time to get used to each other, to like learn how to play next to each other, and how to thrive like with each other. We did really well. Working, just working hard. We get in the gym and we did well.
You've got you've got 8 players on your team that have played at least 3 years in the program, and
Yeah.
some have already played 4 if you count COVID.
Yeah.
Is this in the years you've been in Eastern? Is this the most veteran team that you've been involved with?
Definitely. It has definitely been the most veteran team. We're lucky enough to have Abby Stern and Elytra Long come back. So, we only lost 2 players. So everyone else is a returner. We're very used to playing with each other. So it's exciting to see that coming into this new season.
Well, the other reason this could be exciting for you is because the first 2 full seasons here, you were among 3 or 4 setters, and you played a 6-2, which means they used 2 setters. But starting last year, they went to a 5-1. That must be exciting for you to know that you're going to basically be on the court the whole game.
Yeah, so it's very exciting. I feel like everyone wants to be on the court all the time. So, running a 5-1, it gives the ability to have that setter on that one setter all the time. And I also think it helps, the relationship between hitters and setters, because you're only working with one setter because everyone has their different styles. But it's so exciting to be able to have the opportunity to play front row and do all those things that normally you don't get to do.
And that's why I wonder why so many teams play a 6-2, because all of the hitters have to adjust to the different styles of the different setters.
Yeah, so that's always been something difficult because, setters run fast, setters run slower. It's very different, but in the past, our hitters have done a great job of adjusting, and, I think it influences lineups, who works best with what hitters. So we try and work around it as much as possible, but, with a 5-1, you don't have to really worry about that as much. So.
With setting, it's got to be the most difficult position on the court in a lot of ways. What are some of the things that you work on, or what makes a good setter? That might be the best question. What makes a good setter?
So from what I've seen and worked on, I think you need to have a lot of awareness of your team, your players' strengths, your hitters' strengths, also the team that you're playing, who's on the other side of the court, who's blocking, who's what's going on, who's doing really well over there and who's doing well over on our side, if someone's hot, then you want to keep feeding them. If you need to adjust things around, you can just move things around. You have to be very aware of what's going on all the time.
Well, do you have to, of the people that you set, do you have to know their tendencies and what their strengths and weaknesses are?
Yeah, definitely. All the hitters have their own tendencies. They have their own preferred sets. Some people run faster, some run slower, some can reach higher and still run fast, some reach high and run slow. So you need to have a really good relationship with the hitter and be able to adjust to each person.
So someone like Anna Berry, she can give a lot of the credit to her hitting 600 hitting percentage to her setters.
She could, but
right?
She's so good at adjusting. She can work with anything. I could have her hitting on the outside and she'd still kill it. But
you have some players like that. It might be a bad set, and they'll reach with their left hand and put it over the net. Oh
yeah, it's incredible. It makes us look great.
Yeah,
I love it.
And you get an assist out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, so we have very good hitters that can adjust to a lot.
We didn't talk about this, but and I didn't realize how successful your high school teams were coming in. But when you came in as a freshman, you did have other setters, so it probably took some heat off you. But did you feel when you came in that you were capable of playing right away, or was it a big adjustment to college?
So I was very intimidated coming into college. I didn't really expect to see any playing time, and I came in I was a setter in high school, and I came in anticipating to be a passer.
Yeah.
And that's what I was ready for. I was training with them, and then I was also training as a backup setter. And then when Leah
Subneski,
yes, got her concussion, then I got thrown in to do some setting. So that's when I got pulled back into it, and I just keep coming back to setting, and now I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I stuck with setting. But that was intimidating coming into it like a college team where it's really good. I don't want to be I was nervous as a freshman.
The weak link.
Yeah, exactly. I was so scared. But, the team was encouraging and really good. But
how great was that freshman year? You come in, the team hadn't won the conference or gotten the NCAAs in 11 years, and you win it that first year. That's got to be a great way to start.
It was crazy. I was like, wow, this is crazy. This is
nuts.
We'll
do this every year.
Yeah, for sure. But it was so exciting, and, just seeing, the upperclassmen, how passionate they were about it, that was just, inspiring, Like you're like, I want to, like, that passion that they have, I want to, like, support that. I want to earn it for me and for them, you know, like, it was really exciting.
Well, you had been in big spots. You went to the state championship in Class S 3 years in a row.
Yes,
so you
I
had to be
did.
used. Number one, you're used to winning. Number two, you're used to being in those positions.
Yeah, and I think that definitely helped a lot. Like, I have gotten used to those games that are more high pressure and, you know, people
Yeah.
are watching. So it was like exciting to be back at that point. I was like, wow, this is great. Like, I missed this, you know. It was exciting to be seeing, like, that stress level again, I guess.
Well, that was like 4 years in a row for you, because it was like your last 3 years of high school, and then you come in as a freshman,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
What do you remember from that year or from the tournament? I mean, was that the year we beat Keene here in the final? In the
Yes.
championship game
Yeah.
in the Little East?
Yeah.
What are some of your takeaways from that season? Anything in particular?
I just remember that we worked so well together. Like, our team was always on the same page. You know, we were always just working hard. You know, that was the goal. We wanted that title, and you know, we worked our butt off. We got there, and we earned it. You know, like, Keene has always been a tough game for us, and so that almost made it more exciting. You know, you're more invested in that game. So it was just a great journey and a great run.
You could feel, though, when that Little East tournament started, that you guys weren't going to get beaten. Some team you watch and you just see the chemistry come out of that team.
Yeah.
How well they wanted it.
Yeah, we had a lot of drive that season,
Yeah, a lot
for
of drive.
sure. I think that was a lot of that credit goes to the upperclassmen and the players there, and yeah, it's interesting seeing, like, those new players develop that drive, and you see it in more players. It's crazy.
Well, so you got, when you came in as a freshman, the upperclassmen were very good and set very good examples.
Yeah.
So I would guess that since you're a senior, you sort of want that. You sort of just alluded to it. You want to set that example for the freshmen.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we've actually been discussing this in practice too. You know, like, it's on, like, the upperclassmen. We need to show the underclassmen and the newcomers, like, what our program is and, like, how we represent ourselves and how we work, and you know, that's what creates the team atmosphere that we want to keep going. You know, and it's going to be carried in through seasons and seasons. So it's not just 1 year you have to have it. You need to be carrying that drive every year.
Yeah, it can't be a thing where once every 10 years everything clicks.
Exactly.
If you want a good program.
Exactly. Yeah.
The one thing I noticed on this year's roster, I noticed a name I hadn't seen before, Amanda Nappy.
Yes. Yes.
Well, talk about Amanda Nappy.
So she was my high school coach. She was the assistant coach until my junior year, and then she became the head coach my senior year. And I have no bad things to say about her. She is an incredible coach. She has very high expectations for her players, and you know, you want to work and you want to live up to those expectations. She's going to push you to your limits, but you know, make you a much better player for it. So I was so excited to see that she was coaching this year, because you know, she's been a great coach for me, and I was really happy to have her this year.
So did she leave Lyman?
Yeah, so Lyman has a new girl who used to play, but yeah, I feel bad a little bit for Lyman, but I'm excited to have her here.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
What a way to go out.
Yeah.
Did high school just run the course for her? Was she ready to move on?
I think so, and you know, I saw her coaching. She's an incredible coach. I think she can use the level up. You know, I think she was ready for the advance.
Another challenge for her.
Yeah, exactly.
Last question. You guys aren't too far away from your season opener. Do you guys feel at this point that you are ready to start the season, or are there some things you still have to put in that you need the extra 3 or 4 more days?
I think that obviously those few days to just touch up a few things we saw in our previous scrimmage. You know, we noticed what we need to work on, and obviously we will enjoy working on those in the next couple of days. But I think that if we had to go into a game tomorrow, I think we would do fine. You know, but those extra few days to work on and clean up what we need to is going to be really helpful.
Well, you know what? That is not going to be the last question, because I did want to ask you very quickly. Is that in the preseason Little East poll, you guys were the number one preseason pick, and you guys open up your conference season on September 17th against traditional power UMass Boston. Do players, for the most part, talk about the number one preseason pick? Do they basically ignore that stuff? Do they know it's hype, or do they put a lot of stock into it?
So we also actually just talked about this in practice. You know, we were named the preseason pick, but you know, that doesn't mean a ton. You have to go out and earn it. You know, we want it, but so does everyone else in the LEC. You know, we all want this, and it's going to come down to who can work for it, who can, you know, have that drive and like really earn it. So, you know, it helps. It's a good reassurance to see that, you know, people recognize us and they know us, but you know, it's a little bit of a target on our back. So we gotta go and earn it.
Yeah, so people are expecting a lot from you, so you have to live up to it.
Yeah.
So Eastern Connecticut opens up its season, as we said, on Wednesday, September 1st. They're going to host Roger Williams University at Geisler Gym, and then they'll open up their conference season against UMass Boston on Friday, September 17th. Meg, thanks for being here, and have a great season.
Yeah, thank you so much.